A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakadash. Yahweh be the true name of Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai be the name of His only begotten Son, the Lord eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and our elders, a great millstone, and taught us truth and will, and citations to hope, like, precious truth and honesty, sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh. Come to another lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh Shai. This is the breaking news update. They made their move on them. The United States and Israel have officially attacked Iran again. And this time it looks like a ground invasion, or so a World War III is pretty much at hand. Things about to turn up heavily after this point. Let's keep an eye on Russia, and you got Korea, Russia, and China. All right, keep an eye on those allies, because they said that they would defend Iran. So this is it, folks. It's about to get more intense from here. We're going to continue to see things rise and rise and escalate until World War III is full force. So we can also expect that RFID, CHIP to be pushed out pretty much simultaneously while this is going on, because they need that for their military capabilities. So, hey, we in these times, man. We in these times. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So sudden destruction comes. While everybody's talking about peace steals, everything's gonna be cool. Boom. Like you said, last June they hit, and this time they hit again, and hey, it's just gonna continue to escalate from here. All right, it's February 28th. So, hey man, keep watch. This is Revelation 11:14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." The second woe is talking about World War II. So you should already know what the third woe is talking about. World War III. All right, in the midst of World War III, in the Battle of Armageddon, all the nations, when they're fighting each other, the fathership's going to make his return. And his appearance is going to be in the sky, and it's going to be everybody's going to be able to see him, because that's how big that fathership is going to be. Okay? So, hey, when that happens, that's when they're going to basically stop fighting each other and shoot at the Heavenly Father. So, but that's going to be in the midst of World War III. So when they do that, Yahweh Shai is going to get his revenge, and then he's going to deliver us, man. He's going to deliver us, and he's going to make the hopeful elect hunters as well. So we're waiting for these prophecies to come to pass, man. We're so close. But yeah, man, call all Yahweh Shai that this took place, prophecies being fulfilled, and we're now one step closer to deliverance. So with that, Lord's will, listen what's edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shimi Al Shai, Shema Kakadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone, and to us truth and will, and citation, hopefully, puts this truth and honesty, sincerity. Shalom.